Hey guys, welcome to MNMM PTE NAATI. This is Mohit. Finally, the wait is over after 4 business days. The exam that I gave after 7th of August 2025 changes. I have got my results today. Early in the morning, I got the results and it was definitely worth the wait. However, I must say that this has been the longest I have ever waited for. I have never waited for 4 business days to get my results. But maybe there was human check, maybe not, who knows. Obviously, there's no way to know that if your responses were humanly checked or not. But the wait was totally worth it. It is 90 overall, 90 in all 4 sections, and it was a delight to watch this score. And it is the most important reason that we want to over here discuss about is that these changes will come and these changes will go. There is no need to be stressed about it, but there is one thing that you need to do, and that is take this exam seriously. That's about it. Gone are those days when you could just, memorize a template, speak that template in the exam, or type it and come back home thinking you will get your desired score. That doesn't work anymore. You have to make sure that your responses are genuine. You can still use templates, that's not the problem, but you have to understand that the contribution of template should not be more than a certain limit. You should use it as a help. You can't just write down template and expect that you will get your desired score, because that will no longer happen. Now I want to start sharing about my journey with this exam. What did I actually do in the test with these topics, so that I can give you some glimpse about it. We will definitely make videos about every single topic, especially the new topics and the topics where we have changed the template. The essay topic has already been released. The video is already out. We have started teaching these new topics in our classes already. So if you are MNMM PTE NAATI student, you do not need to worry. We will cover everything in the class and we will make sure that you get your desired score, because you are our responsibility, and we will give you feedback every single day, 7 days a week, one-on-one personal feedback as promised, because we completely believe in only one strategy, and that is give your student personal one-on-one feedback so that they can get their desired score no matter what. Now, let's start with speaking. So read aloud, no special strategy. I read the full paragraph from the first word till the last word the way it is, without making a single change. Repeat sentences as we keep discussing about them. Speak the entire sentence fluently, clearly, without making a single change from the first word till the last word. Do not add a single word of your own. Do not skip anything. Do not change the sequence of the words. If the sentence is very long, try to speak more than 50% of it in the correct sequence. That's what I did. Now, in spite of the fact, like, this is something we need to understand, 90 in speaking and listening. But I'll tell you something. When I did my repeat sentences in exam, there was one repeat sentence which was very long, like approximately 16 words was the length, right? But what I did was I spoke more than 50%, let's say around 70% is what I did, but still managed to get a perfect score of 90 in both these sections. Maybe sometimes we think that because we've not spoken the 100% of the sentence correct, we will not get a 90, but we can still manage to get a 90. So I would recommend that do not stress about this. For easy and medium sentences, like up to 10, 12 word count, if you can manage to speak the full sentence, that's great without making any changes again. But if the sentence is terribly long, unmanageable, speak at least 50, like more than 50% in the correct sequence without adding anything, without skipping a word. Describe image, retell lecture, no changes made. After November 2024 changes, the templates that we released, the strategy that we discussed, we have videos about describe image, how to do graphs. We have videos about how to do describe image, random images, retell lecture, templates. Everything is in the description below. The videos are already out. I have done it exactly in the same manner. The reason we don't stress about these things is because we have never taught our students that go and speak template and just come back. No. The contribution of template is 5% only in these topics. 95% is content. That's why you do not need to worry about your answers. But if you're talking too much about just a template and you're not giving them relevant information from the image that is on your screen or the audio that they played for you, it is not possible to get your scores now. And that is what I did for my graphs, from my random image, the food pyramid image that I got for my lectures. I made sure that I use my template exactly the way it is, and which is only 5% weightage in the entire answer, and I speak for more than 30 seconds for both describe images and retail lecture, and here the scores are. Now, the long awaiting response for those two new topics. Respond to a situation was not something new for us because we were anyways teaching it to our PTE core students. People in Canada giving PTE core, they were already doing this topic because they had it. So that was not something very new for us. Summarized group discussion, we understood that this is just an extended version of retail lecture and nothing else. You get a longer audio, you have to speak more phrases, you have to speak for more time. That's it. No rocket science. But now you have to understand that because describe image, retail lecture, respond to a situation, summarize group discussion is getting humanly checked. You may or may not get your answers humanly checked. We don't know. But let's assume it's getting checked. We need to make sure we give them more than enough relevant content from the question that they have provided. Otherwise, it's not possible to get our desired scores, especially if you are after superior in speaking, because it's 88 now, it's not 79 anymore. So 88 technically means you need to get a full score, and there is no room for making mistakes. That is why we constantly push on one-on-one feedback, because you cannot just rely on a software feedback and expect you to get results. No, that's not going to work anymore. You need to ask your teacher, request your teacher for one-on-one personal feedback every single day. Otherwise, you cannot improve your speaking, you cannot improve your clarity, fluency, and how to deliver the content part. Okay, so summarize group discussion. What I did was I spoke for more than 1 minute and I used the template that we have created. The template is in the description below. Also, I took 15 phrases, title plus 15 phrases. I've already started teaching this in my class. We already had a summarized group discussion class and our students know about it. So title was written from the audio and 15 meaningful phrases where every phrase was minimum 5 to 6 words, and plus the template. So much of content when you give title plus 15 phrase, that's not a joke. You're giving them ample amount of content, and that's how you get your desired score in listening and speaking. Okay, now respond to a situation. Considering it is giving marks only to speaking, don't underestimate by thinking that only speaking fluently will help. No, if we just speak template with no content in it, you will not be able to get a good score. So again, we took 8 phrases, few from the question that they give, and few relevant phrases were written during the preparation time relevant to the title, the situation that was given to me, and I added those phrases and I spoke it with the template that we have. Again, the template is in the description below, and this will also be discussed in our classes as well. Not to forget about answer short questions. I did get 5 to 6 questions in exam. I spoke one word for every question. If I knew the answer, I will speak the correct answer. If you don't know the correct answer, give them something relevant, as in a relevant word. That is the best advice. And how to figure out that relevant word? Read any one word from the question, definitely in English, and it is in English in the question. Read any one word out from the question. You will always obviously listen to the question. So just tell them, let's say for example, there is a question called which book is the best-selling book by author David Brown? Now, how many of us have read book by David Brown? Very, 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 very few people. How would we know the answer? Just say book. Just say David Brown, because we don't have the time to think about it. So answer short questions. You can do this and you will still get your desired score for sure. 90, and I'm talking about 90, not 7 or 8 each. Okay. Now, let's move on to the writing section. Summarize written text. Nothing changed. Same strategy, no templates at all in summarized written text. We do not recommend using any template, not a word of template for this topic. Select your main ideas from the question given, connect them using connectors, and then that's how you write your summary in one sentence between the word count of 5 to 75. Your focus has to be on main ideas, okay? Next, essay. This is now one of those areas where you will need a lot of practice because it is getting humanly checked. You have to be careful of your grammar, your spellings, your use of template. You cannot just write the template with few phrases of title and come back expecting a good score. That won't work. Understand something. When the same template, if you just write down the same template and there is no relevant information related to the title, the template is just giving some generic idea, and the same template you are using for any essay that you write. Okay, will the software not flag it? Like when you're not, for example, your friend got essay for global warming and your other friend got an essay of submitting assignments late in the university. Okay, that's the one that I got, and both of them are writing the same essay. Will the software not figure it out, and will the human being not see it? They will see it. You need to give them relevant ideas, explanation of those ideas, relevant examples which are explained in detail. You have to give them some thoughtful conclusions which are relevant to the essay title. Then you will get your desired score. I wrote an essay of 299 words, and you have to make sure that you write an essay of more than 270 words. So between 270 to 299 is what we recommend. I know the word count is between 200 to 300, but we recommend between 270 to 299, where the template is only approximately 100 words. The remaining is relevant content, which is why we could manage getting a perfect 90 in writing as well, because now essay is giving approximately 25 marks in writing section. Reading section, straightforward, no changes apart from the fact that the drop down blanks will no longer give scores to writing section. So the entire reading section is only giving marks to reading section. So the only thing that I want to share about reading section is MCQ single, MCQ multiple, still they are not important. I simply selected any one option and moved on. I did not spend a single second solving them. You can do the same, but yes, reorder paragraphs and fill in the blanks. That is a place where you have to be careful about. You have to make sure that your answers are right, and you will struggle with time management if you have not practiced properly. You will not have a lot of time if you are spending time on your MCQ single or MCQ multiple. So please don't spend time there. Otherwise, there is no way you can manage to finish the reading section on time, and then you will lose marks in your reading section. You won't be able to get your desired score. Switching to the last section, which is listening. Now, listening again, summarize spoken text, the first topic, only one summary. I wrote a summary of 69 words, exactly the same template that we've been following for ages, did not change a single word. Why I was confident with our template? Because we tell our students that you have to write down meaningful sentences from the audio. 4 meaningful sentences from the audio. When you are giving them enough amount of content, you do not need to worry about anything in this world. MCQ single, multiple of listening section. Again, when the audio is getting played, you cannot do anything. So simply waited, selected any one option, did not pay attention to the audio. And the moment the audio was done, clicked next, moved on to the next question. Highlight correct summary. I did use the elimination method and I did solve it properly the way we teach in our class. So that is not one of those topics where you can randomly select anything and get your score. You have to use elimination method that we teach in our classes and to our students to get to the correct answer. But you again have to make sure you get to your correct answer within 5 seconds, because even in listening, time management is a problem. After completing the entire listening section, I had approximately 41 seconds left, and that is not a lot of time. If I would have wasted a single second on topics that are not important, I'm pretty sure I would have not managed to complete my write from dictation. So be careful of your time management. Do not waste a lot of time on topics that are not important. Like MCQ single multiple after the audio, no time needs to be invested. Select missing word. I heard the audio. It was a very straightforward question, selected the answer, and I made sure that I select it in less than 5 seconds. Similarly, highlight correct summary, approximately 5 seconds. Incorrect words, you don't have a lot of option or choice in terms of time management. You have to go with the flow. I selected my incorrect words. They were straightforward questions, but the one of the audios of incorrect word had a lot of background disturbance. You know how they talk about forest and there's a lot of animal noise in the background? That's what it was all about. So these things you have to be careful of, because if you have not practiced properly, you will face problems. Dictations. The last dictation was lengthy, so if you have not practiced dictations properly, you will lose marks. And considering it's important for listening and writing, you have to make sure that you follow the 3-step strategy that we teach. I have seen a lot of times in the videos that people say we don't have the time to follow 3-step strategy. I have followed the 3-step strategy for my write from dictation every time I have given my exam, every single time. Not once I have given a test where I did not follow it, and we've successfully got a full 90. That shows that you do have the time. It's about time management that you need to learn. So rather than getting into this debate of we can't use it, manage your time in a way that you can use it so that you get a full score. Fill in the blanks in listening. Again, one word for every blank. You have to be careful of your spellings. Now the scores are only going to listening. You have to be careful that you write down the correct answer. So same thing that we tell people in our class. First write down the answers in notebook, then type it. And when you type, make sure that you finish writing your answers in 10-15 seconds, maximum 20 seconds. Don't waste your time. All in all, it was a great experience. From my experience of so many years of teaching and all these changes that we've seen so many times in this PTE world, I would just share one thing, and that is Pearson just wants that you take this exam seriously. So if you are preparing for this test, I have 2 tips for you. Number 1, give genuine responses and do not 100% rely on the template. The contribution of template in your responses should be very limited. When it comes to speaking, it should not be more than 5% or maximum 10%. 90%, 95% should be content. When it comes to summarized spoken text essay, you have to make sure again you give them a lot of content so that your responses don't get flagged in the first place. And if they do get flagged for any reason, because you've given them so much of content, relevant content, you will not lose your scores. This is my advice. Second advice is please make sure that you take human feedback and do not underestimate this test, because of the you also need to understand not only the topics have been added, score requirements got changed. Especially if you need superior, even if people need 7, the score requirements have gone high. Yes, the score requirements have gone down for listening and reading, totally understandable. But what about writing? What about speaking? Those are the 2 areas where maximum templates are used. So you have to understand the strategy here, that if you need a good score in your first attempt without wasting your hard-earned money, without wasting your precious time that you will never get back, do not just rely on feedback and scores from softwares. Make sure whosoever your teacher is, if it's us, you are our student, definitely we will help you. Your teacher is giving you feedback every single day. They are listening to your audios, reading your summaries, reading your essays, and telling you if you have used the template properly, if your grammar is correct, if your responses are correct, if you're fluent, if you're clear, if your content is perfectly fine or not. Then you get the confidence to get this exam cleared in your very first attempt. With that, I'll take your leave. If you want to enroll with us, you want to make sure that you want to clear your PT exam in the very first attempt, you can contact us on Instagram, Facebook. Simply search MNMM PTE NAATI, or there are links in the description below. You can use them. You can also WhatsApp us. The WhatsApp number is in the description below. You can have a chat with our admin, talk to one of us. We will talk to you and tell you how much time you will need, considering what is your life situation, to clear these exams in your first attempt, whether it is PTE Academic, whether it is PTE Core, or if it is NAATI Hindi, Punjabi, or Gujarati. Thank you so much. God bless all of you.